Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, just imagine taking in a deep breath of relaxation and tranquility. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, slip into a deep feeling of calm relaxation, enabling you to, as you breathe in and breathe out, just let go. And you can let go of feelings of worry, concerns. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine a bright white light, healing white light. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in that healing white light, going into your lungs, healing your lungs, that your heart takes that healing white light and distributes it to every cell in your body. But as you exhale, I want you to imagine a grey, almost cloud of smoke leaving your body, representing any pain, any cellular damage, any anxiety, any fears, just leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in that glowing white light, exhaling grey, toxic energy, giving you a feeling of becoming more and more relaxed, calm, with a growing sense that healing is taking place. So continue to breathe in that healing white light, exhaling more and more of that tension and stress and pain, any damage. And I want you to imagine it's not just physical damage that is leaving your body, any emotional damage, any emotional pain, any emotional hurt, any regrets, any shame. Feel like it's all leaving your body slowly but surely in every outward breath, enabling you to feel deeper and deeper relaxed. That's right. And as you relax, I want you to imagine a future. I want you to imagine a future, first of all, that is undesirable. I want you to imagine visiting a future of you that continue to smoke through your whole life. Maybe see yourself 10, 15, 20 years in the future and just observe that version of you. And I want you to imagine you can see the aging that has taken place. I want you to accept the idea, scientifically proven, that smoking accelerates aging. So see that future version of you as a smoker, perhaps nervous and anxious, needing to smoke, constantly trying to frantically find their cigarettes. Maybe you see them eating foods that also try and give them a feeling of gratification because their brain is wired for instant gratification. Generally, people that smoke don't eat so well. And I want you to get a sense that this future version of you is certainly not as healthy as you could be. See the skin aged, the hair aged. I want you to get a sense that you're close enough to feel that there is a smell attached to this version of you. Maybe you can follow that life and see that you're not as active as you'd want to be. Just feeling trapped, controlled. I want you to imagine seeing that future version of you coughing up blood. and having that scratchy kind of cough. Maybe you can see phlegm or blood mixed in together. And if you get a sense that this is not a desirable future, let me know by nodding your head. So let's rewind that. And let's imagine that right now, you solidified your identity as a non-smoker. That you associate smoking with being controlled. You associate smoking with smelling badly, accelerating your aging. And I want you to imagine there is just a jar of water and cigarette butts. And I want you to try and feel an urge to smoke. And at the very point where you try and have an urge to smoke, imagine taking a big sniff of that cigarette butts with perhaps rainwater or dirty water. Really feel that stench going up your nose. A state of revulsion. Maybe think of another time where you might be stressed or frustrated, bored, or just feeling an urge. And then again, just imagine sniffing that absolute stench of cigarette butts mixed in with water. And I want you to accept the idea that if the requirement for you to have a cigarette was to drink that water, would you ever have a cigarette again? And you wouldn't, because you wouldn't want it. And if the moment you had one more cigarette, you aged 5 years, instantly, you would never have a cigarette again. And if the condition of you smoking again was that you would be controlled and coerced for the rest of your life, you would never have a cigarette again. I want you to get a growing sense that this is not desirable for you, and I want you to see a future now, a future maybe 10, 15, 20 years in the future of you being completely free from smoking for all of that time. It almost seems that you've aged slower than you should. You're looking healthy, vibrant, wearing bright, colourful clothes, projecting an energy of someone so much younger than you. And imagine you're following this future version of you and observing as you still ride horses, still salsa dance, go for hikes, enjoy the ocean, enjoy nature. There is a youthfulness to your future, even though you're biologically older, you're projecting a younger energy. And if this seems like a desirable future, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to imagine seeing that future version of you enjoying life, living life, as you open your mind to new suggestions as to what smoking represents for you. With each passing day, you find yourself more and more repelled by the very thought of smoking. That deep down, your subconscious mind now sees smoking as a disgusting and vile habit, and you naturally reject it. As a non-smoker, you feel a deep sense of freedom and empowerment, knowing that you are no longer controlled by cigarettes. Feel that good feeling as the desire to smoke disappears completely from your mind, as if it had vanished into thin air. See that future version of you living life as you accept that smoking is now a thing of the past, and you are excited to embrace a healthier and smoke-free life. Your mind and body crave fresh air and vitality, not the toxic smoke that ages and deteriorates your skin. Maybe you can recall that future version of you that was a smoker, and the image of an old, saggy skin and yellow teeth version of you caused by smoking is firmly implanted in your mind, deterring any thoughts of picking up a cigarette. You naturally choose alternative activities and habits that are fulfilling, enjoyable, and completely smoke-free. Your self-esteem and confidence soar as a non-smoker, knowing that you have chosen the path of health and well-being. You used to find joy in cigarettes, but now you find joy in being in control of your choices. And you're so glad to be completely free of being controlled by nicotine cravings. And each and every time you resist the temptation to smoke, you strengthen your commitment to your smoke-free identity and gravitate toward that future version of you, living that healthy, happy life. Imagine smelling that revolting cocktail of cigarette butts and water as your subconscious mind automatically associates smoking with feelings of disgust and revulsion, reinforcing your aversion to cigarettes. The mere smell of smoke now triggers a strong distaste within you, reinforcing your preference for fresh, clean air. Your body is a health magnet, naturally attracting healthy choices, healthy foods, and healthy behaviors into your mind. The idea of hiking and swimming, horse riding, or just breathing in fresh air is magnetized into your mind. Because your natural state is that of a non-smoker, and any thoughts or cravings related to smoking quickly fade away, like clouds disappearing from the sky, and you see smoking, and more importantly, any urges or cravings, as a trap. Create a picture in your mind of a Venus flytrap. The fly smells the smell of the Venus flytrap, which is alluring, just like an urge, calling the fly. And it promises the fly something that doesn't exist. And the fly goes into the Venus flytrap. And before it realizes that it's tripped just 2 tiny hairs inside the trap, it's already closing and trapped. Because if an urge leads to the idea of smoking just one, and smoking just one brings back the idea of being a non-smoker turning into a smoker, then you're trapped again. Trapped into the identity that will take you towards a future of saggy old skin, yellow stained teeth, missing teeth, being aged and dying young. And if your unconscious mind now accepts that the idea of just one cigarette is a trap, let me know by nodding your head. Your senses are becoming more acute as a non-smoker. You can appreciate vibrant scents and tastes of life now that smoking is part of your past. Effortlessly release any attachment to cigarettes, taking pride in throwing away old ashtrays and boxes. Anything related to the identity of being a smoker, take pride in throwing it away. It's now your past and you're glad to be rid of it. Your commitment to a smoke-free life is unwavering and you effortlessly overcome any challenges that come your way. Because each day your body and mind become healthier, rejuvenating and restoring themselves from the damage caused by smoking. Every day as a non-smoker, you are healing, getting healthier. And every time you resist an urge, the urges become less frequent. You're already leaving the tunnel of addiction, so close to leaving it for good. You can see the light at the end of that tunnel. It's calling you to get closer and closer, and every urge you resist is one step closer to freedom. Because being a non-smoker fills you with a deep sense of pride and satisfaction and sky-high levels of self-esteem, knowing that you have made a positive and life-changing decision for your well-being. Feel that you are a non-smoker now. See the future of you as a non-smoker and know that this is your present and your future, and it is fulfilling and rewarding for you. If your unconscious mind is willing to see smoking for what it always was, a trap, coercion, control, shackles, and that life as a non-smoker is true freedom, then you're already free. And feel how good it is to feel free and to decide that you will never voluntarily put those shackles back on. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Feel like you're returning to the present, as this was just a journey in your imagination. Thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams. And as you return to the present, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feel like you're connected to your own body in this present. As I count from 1 to 10, you will awaken, but you will awaken feeling aligned with the identity of a non-smoker and feeling a revulsion and disgust to any thoughts and urges about smoking. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.